over the age of 7,
Yeah.
if you have a slingshot for funsies, I got questions. This may surprise you, Sauce.
Mm-hmm.
You are the princess of Pasadena.
I
A
am.
lot of calls in Pasadena.
No way.
Let me go in the Dirty Dina. Lauren, good morning.
Good morning.
You had a neighbor who used to do what?
It was actually in Glen Burnie when I lived in Glen Burnie, but
sure.
it was an apartment building, and he would reheat food in the most unconventional way possible. Most commonly, he would take an entire box, like the cardboard included, of Royal Farms chicken and put it in a pan or a pot on the stove.
Mm-hmm.
And the fire department was there every day for 3 months
Lauren,
between like
this,
2 a.m.
this
and
man,
4 a.m.
he put the box on the stove?
Yes,
Wow.
multiple times. And he also did aluminum foil in the microwave once.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
the fire department took the whole microwave.
Wow.
He's lost his microwave privileges.
Yeah, hey, you're not using that anymore, Bob.
When you're an adult and can't use the microwave, not a good sign. Lauren, 1 second, you're in the
Man.
running. Glen Burnie, baby.
Yeah.
Let me go in Pasadena. Darlene, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
All right, you had a neighbor who do what, Darlene?
Well, funny enough, it was also when I lived in Glen Burnie.
That's
Yeah.
good.
But I had a neighbor in Glen Burnie that whenever I would let my dog outside, so the way my yard was set up, I had like the back of all 3 of my neighbors' fences, my
Yeah.
surrounding neighbors.
Sure.
And she would let her dogs out at the same time, and then they would bark at each other. And then every time that would happen, she would knock on my door saying, "Your dog's jumping on my fence." So it got so bad to where I like spent thousands of dollars on a new fence so she'd stop knocking on my door.
My
and then
goodness.
she moved.
Oh, my
of
God.
course.
I was
Of
in
course.
debt.
Okay.
I was in debt for years, and she ended up moving.
There. All right,
I'm sorry,
Darlene,
that
1
sucks.
second, you're in the running. That is one of those things where it's like, yeah, dogs are going to bark at each other.
Yeah,
That's-
yes. Hey, they're out at the same time. Maybe like we could come create like a schedule, which
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
In West Virginia. Jacqueline, good morning.
Hi.
A bad neighbor, what happened?
I live in a mobile home park, and my neighbor that lives right beside me was cooking up mess inside of their building outside.
Oh.
It caught fire
Yeah.
at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Oh no.
and there was paint cans and everything that were going off like bombs
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sure.
off and on throughout. They were not letting us call the cops because they were afraid that they would get caught with the mess.
Sure.
And they were outside with a water hose and fire extinguishers trying to put it out.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Okay.
Did you guys get to call the cops though?
Yeah, eventually we did call the fire department, and they came out, but by that time the building was completely burnt all the way down to where there
Sure.
was no evidence of
I'm
anything.
sure.
Oh
I'm
my
sure.
God.
All right, Jacqueline, 1 second, you're in the running. Do you think that there were dummies who watched Breaking Bad?
Oh,
and went,
yeah.
Oh, dude, we could do this.
Yeah, definitely. They're like, oh, you see how easy it was?
Yeah.
He was a chemistry major. We
They
got
used to
this.
use the recipe from the show, like,
Yeah.
oh, we got this.
Like, you know
This
what?
is-
We're going to be running these streets in West
yeah,
Virginia.
absolutely.
I want to know how they couldn't call the cops out. I'd be like unless they had like a
Well,
firearm or something.
I think because they would know there was a meth lab.
No, I'm saying like if you're telling me not to call the cops and there's a house on fire, I'm still calling the cops.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I'm calling the fire department.
unless it was like they were scary. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's
I don't
like I would imagine. Like nobody would be shocked to find out there's a meth lab in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's probably signs. Do
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? Or
there's
at least-
always signs.
There's at least suspicion. Like some of
Yes.
the, like it's not like we had no idea. It's like, oh, we kind of thought.
Well, this gym that I went to when I went to college, my freshman year, this house across the street, we're like, that's a meth lab. And then literally one day we were walking out and they had everything out and it was a meth lab.
Yeah.
You
Look at that.
know.
Look at that. In Chestertown, Caitlin, good morning.
Good morning.
This is a previous neighbor. What did they do?
So when we moved in, she had a sticker on her car that said "Crazy Cat Lady," and we didn't think anything of it. But apparently, she would just go to the cat shelters and would just, bring home cats. And she had like 20 cats that she would just let loose around the neighborhood, and they would poop in our garden. They'd walk all over our car. They'd leave dead animals on our front porch.
Oh, nice.
We just
Offerings.
didn't do anything about it.
So she basically just like added to like what she was rescuing. She started like a new feral cat community
Yeah,
in her
absolutely.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's
I think that's called recycling.
100%.
that's
Yeah,
not cool
sure.
at all.
All right, Caitlin, 1 second. You're in the running. That'd be annoying.
I would be so angry.
That's one of those things you go, oh, haha, it's kind of silly to have a cat sticker. And they go, oh, no, that was like a warning.
I'm like, was she
Yeah.
driving a Prius with the sticker?
Oh, for sure.
Because then I'd be like, I got to pay
Yes.
attention to this lady.
Yes, and that was not the only sticker.
No, that was-
There's
no.
a bunch of other stickers.
There's a lot of other
Listen,
stuff.
We get it.
Yeah.
Let me go in Towson. Kevin, good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well, man. So, bad neighbor poker. This is a current neighbor?
Yes.
They do what?
So when we are all outside, we live in a townhouse, and there's like 4 of us that all have dogs in our row, and then him. When we're outside and it's nice and the dogs are out, he'll sit at his front window and blow a dog whistle to annoy the dogs.
Oh,
That
my God.
is- what the hell?
I wouldn't even know what to do about that besides, like, what can you do?
Now, Kevin, not that we judge on looks based on looks in the show. Does this doucher look like somebody who would do that intentionally?
Yeah, so he doesn't work, and I think it's by choice, like he could physically work.
Mm-hmm.
And he sits at home all day and shoots a slingshot at a metal frying pan in the backyard all day.
Okay.
You see, live next to Dennis the Menace.
Well, I'm like, what?
Just grown
Starts as
adult
early
things.
as like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that makes
Like-
sense. Yeah, okay.
Picked up a new hobby.
All right, Kevin, 1 second. You're in the running. Vote for your favorite over text, 99338.
Okay.
Slingshots are one of those things where it's like an adult with a slingshot.
Yeah.
That raises suspicion.
So it's like, oh, are you a hunter? No, I have
No.
a slingshot, though.
Yeah, I just shoot pans. Over the age of 7,
Yeah.
if you have a slingshot for funsies, I got questions.
Unless, like, you, like, actually...
I don't think
like,
there's an unless. Sauce. I really think that is a, like...
I'm just picturing a grown man waking up and was like, gotta go hit my pan with a slingshot.
That sounds like your hometown.
Okay.
Does it not?
I'm not disagreeing.
I mean, that is kind of hilarious. Votes coming. God, there's so many texts, too. I can't read most of these.
Yeah.
Had a neighbor that would take mirrors, shine them up to airplanes flying over his house.
Oh.
We live behind an Air Force base.
What?
Those are the kind of planes you don't want to mess with.
Also, like, I don't want to live near those people.
No.
I
No,
don't
you
know.
don't.
My parents' house, though, there was the house next door. They used to have a rental, but it was always like a long-term person that lived there. Like the dude that owned Pastori's Pizza in Pasadena, he lived there for years. He was great, but the guy that moved in, I think, after him, the guy that moved in, either way, he was there for a few years, and he was awful. He threatened to like kill my brother and stuff. Like he
Oh.
would like come and like start screaming. Like one day, I woke up to him screaming and threatening to murder my brother.
Didn't you have a neighbor that has a mountain lion as a pet?
That was like that wasn't my neighbor. Like that lived on the street on the other side of Mountain Road.
But
There-
yes, though.
Yeah, there was a person that had that. Yes.
Do you know what the cat's name is?
I don't know, but they probably had the cougar because CHS, Chesapeake High School. That's our mascot. Cougars.
This big fan.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm sorry that you grew up without having neighbors that had different, like, eclectic taste. You know?
A cougar as a pet?
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Did you not have any neighbors that had cool stuff?
Not cougars.
Okay.
No, I don't know. No.